Yeah.
Na at the same time nimepata yani tushaingia into hii field nyingine yenye tulikuwa tunasema na tumeingia pole gradually. Now we are talking, nimejipata tunaongea kuhusu toxic relationships na naweza taka Fanuel lenyewe tufungulie.
Okay, toxic relationship, maybe I can say 70% of relationship maybe in Kenya they are toxic. Most relationship are toxic.
Define toxic relationships kwanza, tuanzie na
toxic relationship. It's a situation or relationship where you feel you are unsupported, you are threatened, you are you are misunderstood, and you feel like hii relationship is the so ni relationship
Kenya sio zote ama
okay, mostly relationship ile una feel like my partner is not understanding me. Maybe what I'm saying, it's to his view ama to our view it's different. Na feel I'm not supported, na feel I'm not loved the way I'm supposed to be loved. Na nafaa kupewa mapenzi 100% out of 100%. So nafaa kupewa yote. So and huyo partner asipokupea hiyo mapenzi kidogo tu hivi una feel like anipendi. So from there you start other things and inafanya relationship is work. So it's a situation in a relationship where you feel like hakuna mwenye anakuelewa kabisa, hakuna mwenye anakupenda, my partner anipendi, my partner anitrust. Yeah, that is how toxicity comes in the relationship.
Maybe unaweza expound kidogo kuhusu toxic?
Okay, in my view, toxic relationships does not necessarily entail couples. It cuts across even friendships, family relationships. It's very broad. Kwa sababu when you talk about toxic ni kitu harmful. Exactly. Ni kitu mbaya. No. So I guess that is my, like, it runs across everywhere. It can come from family, it can come from a partner, it can come from a friend. For instance, now when it comes now to friendship, when we say a relationship when it comes to friendship is toxic, ni kama for instance unaona kuna marafiki mmoja ni yeye hutumika zaidi. She's the giver. You know, we are people who are called givers. They are very good at giving. They will always be the ones now. Ni kama ni wao wanaeka fuel into everything. If it's a friendship, they are always there. You want a support system, they're always there. They're always there. But you find now on the other side, there's the taker, and takers don't know how to give. So they'll always be taking, and what they try to give will always be a negative feedback. So unapata kama for instance, if this is a friend of mine, Fanuel is my friend, I am the giver, I'll always be a supportive. Ako anaisikia vibaya, anaenda hospitali, I'll take him. Hata he doesn't have to tell me nimpeleke, I'll be there. But now when it comes to now like even making decisions, Fanuel has to make the decision for me ndio ikuwe imepita, like until he approves, it's not going to happen. And it's not because I have asked for his opinion. He feels entitled to make decisions for me, with or without my consent. Your consultation.
Okay. Sasa Ezra, nataka utuelezee the correlation between toxic relationships na gender-based violence.
Toxic relationships and gender-based violence. Yes, of course, a relationship should not only be intimate. Yeah, but also the relationship you build here and there. So, correlation with gender-based violence.
The relationship is intimate.
Let her answer that. Let her help me with that one. Yes.
Hiyo tulisemea ni domestic. Hiyo ndo inahitaji intimacy. Yeah. But toxic relationships can also lead to gender-based violence.
Yes. Because the truth is you can't give what you don't have.
Yeah, sure.
You can only give what you actually have. So if I am used to a trend of things being negative, there's no way I'll give anything that is positive. I'll always give what I have. So, for instance, I come from a very toxic family. I'll carry that on to my friendship. I'll carry that to my relationship with my man or my woman. This doesn't matter the gender, both sides. So if that is the trend, when this toxicity reaches to now me trying to build my family with my man, for instance, and I've not solved all this backlog of toxic behaviors, being too controlling, being a snob, always shouting, such things, for instance, zikifika kwa ile relationship yenye mi naanza with my person, they'll also trigger the violence. Kwa sababu, for instance, huyu mtu hapendi kushautiwa, and this is a man, he needs respect. That's what we are trained in the cultural form of way. Mwanamke unafaa kurespect bwanako. Same thing, it should be reciprocated. The man respects the woman, sindio? So there is no respect. Kwa sababu kutoka hata nyumbani, mamangu nishautia na mimi namrudishia venye nataka, and nothing happens. Unaona? So hakuna vile utaniambia siwezi shautia umse. From the basic part of it, I already know how to shout, and nothing happens.
Reflex action.
Yes, it's a reflex. No.
Shout at me, I shout at you.
Exactly. It becomes a war, words battle and all that. And this man has been raised from a point of view where if your woman raises your voice at you, you should beat her. So no. Those are two toxic forms meeting. And when they meet, they'll have to be a way to solve this battle, whatever the case it is, the dispute it is. So it might either be resolved by talking or violence. Yeah. So if it's solved by talking, that means there's a way, or like kuna either counselor or they amicably sit down and say, hey, we should talk about this. Or they might get into their feelings, amenishautia kwa hivyo mwanamke needs to be disciplined, or mwanamume amenishautia so nafaa kumchapa, so and that's where the gender-based violence gets in. Ikiingililia hapo nao sasa ndio tunaicategorize domestic violence. So there's a very big correlation between toxic and the gender-based violence.
Okay, so Fanuel, okay, ni understanding yangu that toxic relationships based on venye ametuambia ni ati they start out mostly psychological, emotional, but can quickly escalate zikuwe physical.
True.
Ni ukweli?
Yeah, it's true because let's take for instance when you are growing up, you saw the only way to make a woman respect you is beating her. So even in my relationship, my girlfriend, the only way she can respect me is beating her. So through what I learned, through what I experienced as a child, those traumas, those everything, as I grow up, if I'm not careful, I'll carry it to my present, my future life. So as a way of getting out what I'm feeling or what I went through, so ndio hizo vitu nitakari to my relationship. May it be a friendship, may it be a relationship, either tumeoana, may it be my friends around, everyone. So the only way what I need respect, I have to do this. I have to be like this. I have to react like this because it's something that I learned. Something that I saw is a way of life. It's normal. To me it's normal, but to others it's something different. So utakuwa unapata nimekari hizo vitu to my relationship, which it cause toxic relationship because I want my partner to respect me the way my mom respect my dad. So I have to do this to my partner. Na partner anaweza kuwa pia mimi niligrow nikiwa na hizo, and the only way I can respect a man is being beaten if I'm ready. So if a man doesn't beat me, I'll make sure that man beats me. Yeah, I will find a way. So that finding a way from your man to beat you, you are now bringing that toxicity in your relationship. So it can cut both the cross. Maybe I'm very cool with my relationship, but I'm not beating my girlfriend, but my girlfriend feels she's not beaten. So this is not a relationship. So it's either he beats me or I react like this so that he can beat me, or I work out. Yeah, so it cuts both across.
Kuna watu who feel the need to be punished.
Yeah,
Hii dunia.
very much.
Like they will wataongelesha mwanaume wake venye anataka.
Ndio achapwe.
Because anataka achapwe.
Exactly.
Because to her that is proof of love.
And it will also prove that he is a man to me, not to others. To the lady, it will prove that.
Okay, nimesikia kastori hizo lakini mimi nilikuwa nafikiri zinakuwa myth pekee. They exist. Haya, acha tupate closing remarks from all of you to wind up show.
So when it comes to relationships, I would say this. Some relationships are bills, others are investments. And when it is a bill, it's where now the toxicity comes in. It's where you give too much and what you receive. It's where you are deprived of both economically, your energy, and also, the way you're doing. So if it's a bill, you're giving too much. But if it's an investment, an investment is meant to grow you. It's meant for improvement every time. So if a relationship, it's an investment, it's where you grow together. It's where you empower each other every day. You're not depriving each other in terms of energy or any other form of deprivement. So we should at least encourage ourselves to have our relationships as investments instead of bills, which leads to toxicity.
Okay. Haya, closing remarks.
Yes.
It's a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
Tusikie swali hapa.
Maybe I can ask, is it possible for someone to be in a relationship or simply what